Hello friends, welcome to Azure Databricks session. I'm creating series of videos to build the Lakehouse data platform. For today's topic, we are going to focus on CSV data which is uploaded by the user into landing bucket. From there, we will take it and then we will start ingesting this data into our medallion architecture. With this, let us move on to the session. Let me open a Databricks. Go to shared folder. I'm going to create a folder structure for us. Inside of the common folder, I'm going to create a new notebook for mount point creation. Mount point. To create a mount point, we are going to use db utils file store dot mount. We need to tell what is the source, what is the mount point, what are all the different additional configuration. Use that storage. Already I created a code. Let me paste and explain you. dbutils fs mount. I'm going to mount the source data. This is a container name which is available in the storage bucket named demo abc limited landing pad. I'm going to mount in the name of source sales data inside of the mnt folder. We need a additional configuration, so we need to pass the access key. This access key already I'm maintaining in the key vault because we don't want to show the access key directly here in the notebook. To use the access key, dbutils giving another function secret get. We need to pass the scope parameter and the key parameter. Scope is nothing but the configuration between the Azure Key Vault and the Azure Databricks. I maintain a scope name as ABC Limited, and then the key name is going to be source data access key, which is available in the Key Vault. If any of you required how to configure the Azure Key Vault into Databricks, I will cover in the upcoming sessions. When we call this get function, it will return a key value. I'm going to use the key value here in the mount point. When I run this one, automatically it will mount the storage location and the bucket in the name of source sales data. I'm going to use in the upcoming processes.
This is not a right approach to mount the mount point. The best practice is,
if the mount point is not configured already, then only we need to go and call this secret key and then we need to mount it. Okay, for that we need to check whether it is already mounted or not. If any mount point in the name of the sales data from this fs mount util, what it will do, it will check if any of this value is matching, then it won't mount it. We need to tell a message, right, already mounted. So I'm printing a message saying this particular mount point already mounted. If not, we need to mount it. That's all. Already we written a code how to mount it, right? Let me explain again. I'll look through the entire mount. If there are any mount match with this MNT sales data, then you don't want to mount it because it's already mounted. If there is no mount point, it will get the secret key from the key vault and then mount it, print the message successfully mounted, and then come out. This is how this code snippet will work. Let me run this one. It is saying already mounted. Let us check fsls and then mnt. because we mounted under the name of MNT root. Let me run it. This will list down what are all the different mount points are available under the MNT. As of now, it has only one mount point, which is src underscore sales underscore data. We are going to use this one for now. Let me go and create another notepad. Go to workspace, chat folder. I am going to create another folder. Next step is we need to tell what is the schema we are going to use it. To create a schema, we should know our source file, right? This is our source file. We are going to use it. There are multiple columns in the CSV file. We are going to create a schema for it. To create a schema, we need to import the required libraries. Import struct type, struct field, string type, and then integer type, and then date type. Okay, the next line, I'm going to create a schema underscore name. This is the variable equal to struct type, and then dot add. Next, we are going to add the required column. This is how we can add one after one the required columns. Okay, so what is the first column? Sales order line. What is the second column? Reseller key. Everything I am maintaining it as a string type for now. Okay, similarly you can create schema for all other columns. For now, let me copy paste the code which I created already. This is a schema. Once the schema is completed, let me go to the next code snippet. There we are going to read the file which user copied into the landing bucket. This time we are going to read using the autoloader. Whenever a new file is copied into the bucket, it automatically pick up that new file and start ingesting this data. It won't pick up the existing files. Let me import the required libraries. Data frame underscore stream. This is a name. Data frame name spark dot read streams. This is the method, and then format. What is the format we are going to use it? Is it a CSV or a cloud file? If you say cloud file, it means autoloader. Automatically it is going to pick up the file whenever we received it. Okay, and then we need to tell the different options. Okay, the first option is what is the file type we are going to read it. The file type going to be CSV file. And then do we need to fetch all the file or only the latest file? Include existing file. By default it is true. It will pick up all the files. For now we are going to pick up only the new file which is arriving. If you say include existing files true, every time it will pick up all the files. Is my file contains the header? Yes, my file contains header also. Next parameter going to be schema. Schema we created already. I'm passing the schema into our cloud file. Next step is dot load. When we say load, it will read the file from the location. Okay, what is the location? The mount point location already we have. This is the mount point location. mnt slash this mount point. What is the file name we are expecting? Fact underscore sales CSV. Why I'm mentioning this fact underscore sales star mean the file name should contain sales underscore fact and then followed by some date or anything. Okay, otherwise it won't. Say for example, if you copy employee file employee.csv, don't pick it up because the file name didn't start with fact underscore sales. For now I'm not writing it to anywhere, I'm just reading the file. The data will be available in the data frame. I'm going to display it, display of data. Okay, can we try executing this code? Yes, already we executed this mount point. Let me create a schema. Let us wait for some time to start the compute cluster. Our cluster started successfully. Let me execute the schema snippet. Schema created successfully, and then I'll start this autoloader. It will look for a file from this location. Stream initialized successfully. Let me go back to the storage location. This is the storage location. Let me copy a file, upload. Okay, I showed you it has only one record. This is the file I copied for now. Upload it. Once the file is uploaded, step 1 process automatically pick up this file and started displaying the data here. But our goal is not display the data here. Our goal is writing the data into somewhere in the database, right? Also somewhere in the Delta Lake. Okay, let me interrupt this one for now. We are not going to display it for now. Let me comment it out, and then we read the data available in the data frame, and then dot write where we are going to write it. We need to tell the checkpoint location and the schema location and the Delta Lake locations. Okay, for that we will create a mount point for the checkpoint and mount point for schema location and the mount point for the Delta Lake. Okay, already we know how to create this one, right? So let me pause the video and I'll go back and create this required mount points. I created data lake and the data lake house. Data lake house going to be used in a Unity catalog, and the data lake we are going to use to maintain a source data which are receiving from landing bucket and different sources into the lake. Already mount point created. Now we have sales data mount point and the data lake mount point. This is the place where my checkpoint data going to store it. Next option, we need to tell schema location. Cloud files dot schema location. schema location, the same location. Let me copy this one and paste here. This time instead of checkpoint, it's going to be schema. If at all any new schema we received, it will maintain here the different version of the schema. And then we need to tell data lake folder where we are going to copy this processed file. Path going to be empty data lake. I'm going to create a separate folder called sales data. The sales data, but let us maintain a fact sales data. Naming standard we need to follow as per the company standard. And then I'm going to copy this data into a table. I'm going to maintain this data in the Hive metastore. From there I will start ingesting data into bronze and silver. Okay, for now there is no table. Okay. Hive metastore default dot external table underscore fact underscore sales. This is the table. It will create inside of the Hive metastore. Okay, with the help of the data we copied already. Let me run this one for now. It will wait for the new file arrival. Go to catalog here. We will check whether we received anything or not. Only schema created. Under the sample data, nothing is available because we haven't received any of the new file. Let me go to landing bucket, the same container. I'm going to copy. It won't pick up this file because it is processed already, right? I'm going to copy a new file here. Copy the version 2, another file, upload it. Let us come here. By default it's Autoloader, right? It will keep on running here. It will wait for the new file arrival. We copied a new file already. Let us go to the catalog. We will refresh it whether the data is ingested. It is ingested file record for now. In our source data we have 5 records. Let me open this file also. There are 5 records in a CSV file. Okay, these 5 records copied it. We will copy one more file also in the same location. Let me come to the catalog. Let us wait for a few seconds to copy the data. New data ingested into the external fact sales table. Let us go to the storage location. Let us understand more how it copied the data. Okay, this is the landing bucket. Already we know user going to copy a different source data here, right? Already we know this one. Let me go to the lake. How it copy this one? Go to container, data lake. These are all the file we processed already. Okay, let us see what is there in the delta log and all in the upcoming videos. Okay, for now let us understand how data copied here. Under the metadata we copied 2 folders. One is the checkpoint, another one is the schema. For now it maintain only the checkpoint, right? Under data lake metadata checkpoint alone it copied. There is no schema because there is no change in the schema because we didn't use the infer schema, right? If we mention the infer schema, then it will infer the file when we receive a file with a new column, and then it will maintain a different version of the schema under this new folder created. Okay, for now it didn't inferred anything. With this, let me conclude the session. We will meet in another session. Thank you.